for Calgary Forest Lawn.
After 8 years of this Liberal NDP Prime Minister and his carbon tax scam, Calgary food bank usage skyrocketed 50%. Albertans pay $2,900 into this scam and only get $2,000 back. There's a really bad Liberal math joke in there that just doesn't add up. And yesterday, this costly coalition voted to hike the carbon tax 23% on April the 1st. Why is their obsession with the carbon tax more important than the 70% of Canadians who are telling them to spike the hike so they can feed their families?
L'honorable ministre.
Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is that Albertans have $700 more in their pockets every year because of the Canada carbon rebate. $700, Madam Speaker. And, Madam Speaker, what is important to note is that forest fires, floods, smoke...
I'll get the Honourable Minister to restart his question, just like I did a while ago with someone else who on that side. I want to remind members to please hold off on anything that they have to say unless they're being recognized. The Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, the truth of the matter is that Albertans get $700 a year more through the Canada carbon rebate. It's one of the highest amounts that anybody in the country gets back. Madam Speaker, Albertans want us to fight climate change. That's exactly what we're doing. We had forest fires, we've had floods, we've had wildfires. Madam Speaker, our residents of Alberta want us to fight climate change. What they don't want is the Conservatives to ruin the rebate.
For Calgary Forest Lawn.
That minister from Alberta should be ashamed of himself. He's constantly ramming this Prime Minister's woke ideology down the throats of Albertans when he should be the voice of Alberta at the cabinet table. Why doesn't he stand with the majority of Albertans that say axe the tax and scrap this scam instead of standing with this corrupt Prime Minister? Just a simple question for him. Does he have his job references lined up? Because after the next election, him and this carbon tax scam will be gone.
Speaker, I'm glad to see that we've reached such a level of collegiality in this House that somehow the Conservatives think they can threaten my job with what residents in Alberta want, which is us to fight climate change. Madam Speaker, where was that person when there were floods in Calgary, when there were forest fires burning Fort McMurray? These people think it's a joke. It's not woke. They need to wake up. Climate change is real. $700 more in the pockets of Albertans. That is real change. That's the Canada carbon rebate.
Speaker, yesterday the NDP Liberal government voted to increase the carbon tax by 23%, making the cost of gas, groceries and home heating more expensive. In my community, in January alone, the Barrie Food Bank saw over 7,000 individuals in need of food assistance, and they provided 540 emergency food hampers for individuals experiencing homelessness. This year, 1 million more Canadians than last year will be forced to go to food banks, but the Prime Minister plans to quadruple his costly carbon tax anyway. Why is he ignoring 70% of Canadians and the 7 premiers who want to axe the tax?
Good question.
Parliamentary Secretary, the Minister of Environment and Climate Change.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The affordability crisis that Canadians are feeling is real, and we need to have real solutions for it, like the Canada carbon rebate, which sends more money back to 8 out of 10 Canadian families. But for the Conservatives to use the words of food banks and food rescue organizations, food security organizations and poverty experts continually in this House, none of those experts, none of those economists or those charities suggest that ditching our environmental plan and axing the tax would help Canadians. Absolutely none of those organizations say that, Madam Speaker. So if the Conservatives want to continue to use the words of the food banks, they ought to read their reports.
The Honourable Member for Barrie, Springwater, Oro-Medonte.
Thank you, Speaker. I have the numbers right here from the province of Ontario, where the member opposite and I both live. In the province of Ontario, the average family pays $1,674 and receives a rebate of $1,047. That leaves them $627 they're paying extra. Those facts just aren't accurate. After 8 years, farmers in my community are struggling, and they know that the Prime Minister and his carbon tax coalition are not worth the cost. A poultry farmer in my riding's gas bill is almost $10,000 a month, with a third of that being the carbon tax. This will only get worse when the Prime Minister increases his carbon tax by 23% on April 1st. If the Prime Minister refuses to axe the tax, why won't he let Canadians...
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, what the Parliamentary Budget Officer said is that he's distressed with the selective use of facts from these reports. What he said very clearly yesterday was that the consensus of economists is that carbon taxes are the least interruptive way to reduce emissions. He added, it is true that the carbon tax is often seen by many economists as the least disruptive and probably the most cost-effective way of reaching certain levels of carbon emissions. The PBO report deserves better than these Conservatives using selective numbers to try to peddle their climate change denial narrative.
The honourable member Yorkton Melville.
Thank you, Speaker. This NDP Liberal government voted to increase the carbon tax by 23%, making the cost of groceries, gas and home heating even more expensive. This Prime Minister is not worth the cost, as he will raise the carbon tax to $2,618 in Saskatchewan. Why are they ignoring 70% of Canadians and 7 of our best premiers who want to axe the tax?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, once again, Conservatives stand in this place and talk about affordability measures. Meanwhile, their own chief lobbyist for the Leader of the Official Opposition is also lobbying on behalf of big grocers to not sign our Code of Conduct, Madam Speaker. We are working every day to bring in affordability measures to Canadians. While Conservatives talk a good talk, behind the scenes, they're there to help their wealthy, connected insider friends.
The honourable member Yorkton Melville.
Madam Speaker, last year alone, the Prime Minister paid consultants $21 billion, and now the RCMP has multiple investigations into these Liberal contracts. On the carbon tax, I would love nothing more than to watch this member face-to-face with the good people of Yorkton Melville and try to explain to them why they are paying $525 more in carbon taxes after the rebate this year. Why do they continue to ignore 70% of Canadians?
Great question. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I'm glad the member opposite brought up the use of consultants, because what happened the day after the 8th leader of the Conservative Party, the current leader of the official opposition, came into power? The very next day, their chief strategist created a secret lobbying company. That lobbying company then produced, they're yelling, it's so secret we found out about it, Madam Speaker, not part of the plan, certainly.
Again, I'll get the honourable member to restart. I would ask members to please hold off on any comments or questions they have until they are being recognized. Order. The honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Madam Speaker, I'll repeat, the Conservatives heckle out so secret we found out about it. Yeah, not to their surprise, Canadians now know exactly what they're doing behind the scenes. They say one thing to Canadians, which is that they're going to stand up for them. But Madam Speaker, what they actually do is they set up secret companies to lobby for higher prices against Canadians' interests. Madam Speaker, you can't trust Conservatives because they're not in it for Canadians.